Well, I tried fixing my roof vent earlier this week, and it didn't really go that well. Well, I was going to use my container of flex paste here, but it's solid all the way through. So I opened up the hatch, and it looked like there were cracks and actually almost a hole in part of my emergency hatch. So I just went to the store today and picked up some more flex paste, so we'll see if we can repair that later. But first, I also decided to repair my windows. So you can see with my windows here that there's this big gap on one side and the window's just kind of sagging down. And that lets in a lot of wind and a lot of rain when it's windy and raining. So I can show you, these plastic tabs here are what needs to be fixed. Apparently they can get rounded over on the corners, and I think that's what's happened here, so this just doesn't latch in place. And on this particular window, you can't actually access them without just removing the entire window. Instead of trying to repair those plastic tabs, I've decided just to prop up the window. Home Depot had these 1/2 inch by 36-inch pieces of poplar, which should fit in perfectly. I just have to cut them down to size, and then I can prop up all my windows and won't have any more leaks. So here is a 13-inch piece of poplar, and we'll test it out and see if it fits. Okay, so you can see that fits, and it looks like there's a nice seal all the way across the top. So as you can see, the second one is done, and it's a nice tight fit. And you might be able to also hear that it's actually a lot quieter in here as well. Alright, so that side of the bus is done now as well. It really is a lot quieter in here now. Alright, so I'm not going to do the emergency hatch right now because it's really windy out, and the emergency hatch is actually really lightweight hollow fiberglass, so I don't want it blowing away. I'm going to wait until I get to the campground, and hopefully it'll be a little bit less windy there, although it might be a little bit more rainy. So I don't know if going to the campsite will help or not, if I'll actually be able to do this today, but I will try. The really good news is the skoolie is really running great now. I haven't had any issues with it since the last round of repairs, and it dries really well. I have to say, getting those windows sealed shut really does make a big difference in noise in here. I'm sure it's not shocking to hear that the wind noise is way down. I decided to stop by a state park here on my way up to the campsite. It's raining quite a bit harder now. We'll see if there's as many leaks. I know the roof is still going to be leaking because I haven't done anything to it yet, but I shouldn't have any water coming in through the windows anymore. Alright, so I don't see any spray along the top of the piano there, so that's a good sign. And back here, yep, that's pretty dry as well. So I stopped here just to take a shower and refill my water. So I'll do that really quick, and then I'll head back up onto the campsite. Well, I'm definitely a lot cleaner now. I always appreciate the state parks. And just for anyone that's wondering, get a Discover Pass if you come to Washington State. You can use the state parks for things like water, showers, and of course it just opens up so many more opportunities of places to stay. So even if you're here just for a few days, just get a Discover Pass. Alright, so for whatever reason my roof actually is not leaking at the moment. I don't know why, but I need to get some food really quick, and then I'll be filling up the water and heading up to the campsite for the evening. Well, I made it up here to the campground. It's really nice that this area is both open and free at the moment, so really thankful for that. And the rain has really calmed down as well, so I should be able to do the repair on my emergency hatch. Alright, so I pulled my emergency exit down through the hole in the roof, and it just cleaned it off. As you can see, that hole needs to be fixed. There's a crack right there. And when I pulled it off, I discovered that it was full of water, so it's completely hollow inside and it was just full of water. I was able to drain all the water out through all the cracks in it. I think that's what's happening, it's just filling up with water and then slowly leaking into the interior. So we can fix that pretty easily, I think, with some Flex Seal. Alright, so the hatch is all sealed up. It's tied down, and hopefully we don't have any more of those kinds of issues again, at least this season. It's just really too cold to build anything new, and I'm a little bit nervous about taking that frame off and not being able to put anything back in it for a little bit of time. So until next summer, that project is done.